Oh my God, do you want to learn how to make a super cool mosaic feather like this one? Oh, look how cool it is. This beautiful glass. Wow. Shiny. Well, you're super fortunate because I'm about to make an amazing video on how to make a sweet mosaic feather just like this one. Step by step, I'm going to show you how it's done. Let's dive right in. First step is to get something to make it on. This is wood. Draw the design on the substrate. It has a base of the feather, and then it kind of just looks like this. Like, it has some spikes. This can go all the way up, like that, and it has a point and kind of a curve sometimes. Then down to the base again. And then it has the hairs of the feather, and they kind of just go out and then they come back in like that, and then they connect at the point on top. Same thing on the other side. Just like this. Now I'm gonna cut it out with a jigsaw. Okay, I've just cut out the feather. And another tool you can, if you have it, you can use a sander, just like that. Really quickly, just to clean up the edges. So we've drawn our feather, and we've cut it out of wood. And you can tell it looks similar to our finished product, right? So now there's our design, and we're gonna now cut the glass to make the feather with. All right, we're gonna cut out this glass to make our feather. These are the three tools for cutting glass. This is the scoring tool, the nippers, and the running pliers. Scoring nipper, glass nippers, running pliers. So first thing I'm gonna do is make the center line. This one I used a mirror. It's kind of nice effect. You can tell this glass is iridescent too. But in this new feather that I'm making for this video, I'm gonna use white glass for the midline. So I'll show you how to do that right now. Okay, here's our workstation. Here is I see this nice straight line on this glass. I'm gonna line it up right with this straight line on the feather. And now I'm gonna come in with my scoring tool, and I'm gonna cut right along this line. That's the width of the center line for the feather. Now I'm gonna take my running pliers and make the cut, just like that. And you can tell it lines up perfectly with the middle of the feather. Okay, so now we've made our first cut on our feather. Now you can mark it with a Sharpie too, or you can just, if I've done this a fair amount, so I'll just eyeball it. Look, here's a nice piece of iridescent white. I might put that a little bit in here. So I'll do this again. I'll mark it. I'll just cut it, score it. You're listening for that nice crackly kind of glass sound. I like the effect of that iridescent, so I'm going to put another one in. Like that. Snip it. Okay, great. So then I'll finish it off with this last piece that I just found. So now I have this last piece here. Look, it goes a little bit above the edge. So I'm gonna snip it with these glass nippers. Really simple concept, just nip the glass where you want it to be nipped. All right, see that? So it's still a little long, so I'm gonna keep nipping it until I get it in the perfect spot. And you can flip the glass around to see if it kind of acts better. I kind of like that shape, so I'll nip this side. And there you go. There's the center line to the feather with some iridescent white on top. The next step is to get the feather body. We've made the top. Look at this beautiful glass. I'll use this. So let's make this feather body. Look, there's a little blood on the glass. That's common working with mosaics. Don't be afraid. It's a signature. So let's now, this, you know, requires a little bit more of the how you say, planning or like marking, but look, I notice where my glass wants to come to. So I can even, I'm gonna start from the bottom and work my way up. So I see this piece right here, and I'm gonna work on that like little piece of the feather. So I can even take this middle piece out as I work on it. So let's see. I always look for the glass, like where in the glass might it look good on the feather, or where it already kind of lines up with the cut, so I don't have to do as much work. So I see that's kind of a nice piece right there. Somewhat almost works, but I'll cut it a little bit. Like that. I made a nice curve in it. Now I'm gonna go like that. So I made this piece, and look, it kind of works. Actually looks sort of good. Or actually, you know, it even looks a little better on the other side. So I'll put it on the other side, and like I can play around with this. Like, where does it look good? Actually, it looks good up there. So I'll move it up there, and I'll just keep that piece. Now I'm gonna work through making the feather in a speed mode. All right, now that I've cut all my pieces for the feather, I'm gonna glue them down to the substrate. This is a really nice glue. It's called Mac glue. It's for mosaic, and it dries really quickly. So dries quick, dries clear. So I'm gonna glue them down, and I like it, you know, I don't need too much of it, so just put a little bit of it on there. That's a lot. And place them down where they go. You can also use silicone glue, but I'll use this Mac glue today. I glued all my pieces down. Then usually if I'm working with a larger mosaic, this one there's not too many pieces, but I give it a shake test where I can see which ones I glued or not by shake. Oh yeah, look, I missed these ones. Actually, that one had some glue on it, but I'll put some more. I call that the shake test. But this one up top here, I didn't glue it, so I'll put some more down. So now, shake a test. Looks good. I think everything's glued up. Not that one. Excellent. Everything is glued. So now I'm gonna wait for the glue to dry, and then we're gonna grout. All right, excellent. Here is the feather that we just glued down. The glue is dry, And now I'm gonna grout in between the glass. Here is the grout, and the way to grout is to put some in a bucket. You can buy grout at any construction store. And then, so here I'm using black grout. It's gray. Don't want to breathe the grout dust at all, because grout, the way it works is it binds with water, and so to make a cement mixture, so kind of gotta like an eyeball how much grout to use by looking at how much negative space is in the mosaic. So this doesn't have too much space where the grout's gonna go, so I don't need that much grout. And the next step is to put a little bit of water, little by little, to mix the grout, okay? And the reason why it's don't want to breathe it is because the grout can bond to the lungs with the water, so it will cement the lungs. It sounds kind of gnarly. I don't want to do that. So I'll little by little, I'll come put water in, and I can just do little by little. And I take something to mix it, and now I'm mixing the grout. Okay? I'm just slowly mixing the grout, adding more water slowly until it becomes a nice consistency. I like to say somewhere between crunchy and creamy peanut butter. If I put too much water in, then at first I'll have too much material and I won't get the proper mixture of the grout. That's why I go little by little. See that? It's kind of forming into a nice sludgy mix right in between crunchy and creamy peanut butter. Yum. Looks good. There's our grout. Alrighty, got the grout. Now take some gloves if you got them and mix the grout into the mosaic. Press it into the spaces on the feather where you want it to go. So I'm just gonna come and just massage it kind of in there. It's gonna fill up all these nice spaces in the grout line. See that? It's just gonna, it's really simple, sort of. Just so I have my nice grout, and I'm just going and moving it into the spaces of the mosaic. Now on these corners, I take the grout and kind of just go use my hand like this. Just kind of wipe it and make this corner so it creates this nice edge. And I'll even kind of come and get these edges and just work my grout along the whole mosaic. Alright, the mosaic has been grouted, and how is this gonna look like a beautiful mosaic? It's all black and dirty. Well, here's the magic. Paper towel time. Really the funnest part of making mosaic is the big reveal. So, take some paper towels and just start wiping off the grout as the glass comes to shine so beautifully. See, it's nice and glued down and everything is just looking so beautiful. Oh my God, we're getting a nice feather. There's our white really coming through. The black grout makes a nice gray Really brings out the glass really well. And yep, that's kind of it. So the grout part, right? Like, look at that. You can kind of go in with the paper towel, grout the sides. Just kind of come, put a little more. If you have a piece like that missed it, come in with some more grout. You know, just kind of clean it up. Clean it up. Clean it up to shine. Okay, so look at that. That is so beautiful. This is our beautiful feather mosaic now. Okay, so finishing up wiping off the grout, just getting in all these little spots where the grout and the glass meet, getting the sides really nice. Look at that. So that is like pretty much the whole process of making. That's pretty much the whole process of making a nice feather mosaic. There's one more thing we can do to really get it rocking. But it looks beautiful. I'm very happy with it. It's really nice shape. I love the iridescent glass. And the last thing to do is to put a hanger on it. All right, here is our beautiful feather mosaic that we just made here. And here is a little hanger piece that just goes on the back. So we can just take our same glue that we use to glue it on and use some more of it. And this glue is really strong. So this is the last step. Put some glue down and put a little hanger piece. And then can title it, today is Easter, so I'll call it Easter Feather. Easter Blue. That's a better name. Easter Blue. Write the date, 2023. Alrighty, here is our final feather mosaic. There's nothing more to do. It's complete. Congratulations on making your feather mosaic. It's a really enjoyable practice cutting glass, working with art. And my name is Miles, and I welcome you to subscribe to this channel where you can find a lot more videos about how to make art and also how to develop the self in a more creative mindset and a more self-empowered way to be true to who you truly are. So please like and subscribe, show some support. Next time we have, oh my god, how to make a mosaic hummingbird. What? Yep. So stay tuned and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.